Rainbow.
In this story, ZOIDS, the Legend of Heroic Combat, when you hear this, turn the page. Let's begin now.
I am the Namer, guardian of the names of power.
Before your world even existed, my people were an ancient race. Now they are gone, and only I remain, keeper of my people's history. Across the endless tracts of space have I traveled, to return to the planet of my birth, ZOIDS Star. Though my people perished long ago, and their cities were buried by the shifting sands, the machines remain. It is these that have brought me here to perform the last act of the Zoidarian race, the giving of the names of power. When my race was young and had an interest in the affairs of the galaxy, they built the machines, mighty engines of destruction which gave the power of life and death over the other creatures in the galaxy. The Zoidarians turned their gaze outward and laid waste to 1,000 star systems with their machines, their ZOIDS. But ruling a galaxy was not enough for the Zoidarians. It was not the conquests, but the battles they enjoyed. And though all intelligent life trembled in the shadow of the ZOIDS, my people battled on, machine against machine, Zoidarian against Zoidarian, in the further pursuit of glory. Zoidarian lives were needlessly sacrificed to the god of battle, and the race dwindled in numbers until the elders outlawed the Zoid duels. But they couldn't outlaw the Zoidarian love of combat. The Zoidarian pilots of the giant war machines were replaced by androids, and thus the heroic combat could continue without threat to Zoidarian life. Too late came the order. Too late to save a once mighty race from extinction, and now only I remain. Only I and the ZOIDS. And though my people created the ZOIDS, I have no power to control them. For the war machines have become the living embodiment of the Zoidarian thirst for combat, with lives and wills of their own. They exist only to fight, to ensure that their heroic combat lasts for all eternity. Now I stand on the sand-blasted surface of a world I used to call home, high on a rock, scanning the horizon for some sign of movement, knowing that out there, behind the sand clouds, lurk the deadliest war machines in the universe.
Ah! It begins!
I hear the unmistakable sound of an approaching Zoid, and I turn to gaze at the scuttling machine. Its bulky, armored body is supported on 8 slender legs. Its guns point directly at me. But I feel no fear. This creature is fast. So fast, even my eyes find it hard to follow. I have seen this creature before. It is the quickest of all Zoids. For the first time, I open my mouth to utter this creature's name of power.
You are Spider-Zoid! Let all beware your matchless speed and deadly firepower!
The machine neither moves nor speaks. It is as if we both sense the approach of another, though no sound can be heard above the sighing winds of ZOIDS. Then the quiet is shattered by the arrival of one more powerful than Spider-Zoid. This machine walks on 2 legs. Its guns spray death across the landscape, though again, I do not fear for my own safety, for it is Spider-Zoid who is the target. I speak another name of power.
Trooper-Zoid! Invincible soldier of the Zoid infantry, master of destruction, dealer of death!
The machines charge at each other and lock in heroic combat, their computer brains seething with hatred, though they know not the reason for their enmity. It is a dance of devastation, a panorama of violence. I have no taste for this. I have seen too much already. I turn my gaze out over ZOIDS' boiling seas, but even here the Zoids hold sway. From beneath the waves, a sleek head rises into the sky. Created to rule the oceans of ZOIDS, this war machine serves as the eyes of the Zoids. I bestow the name of power.
Hydrozoid! Tireless swimmer in the water worlds of the outer gulfs! None can escape your gaze!
When the music ends, turn your cassette over. Devastating though these machines may be, they are the least powerful of their kind. Stronger and more savage are the Power Zoids. Giant machines whose very passing can topple mountains. Even now, a Power Zoid approaches, its long neck snaking this way and that in search of enemies to destroy. There is a tang of danger in the air, but the Power Zoid moves forward steadily. This is a creature of brute power. Its own strength is protection enough from most enemies. It carries no sensitive scanning equipment. It has no need for caution. I speak the name of power.
The giant Zerk! All that stand in his path must perish!
Zerk pauses and turns his gaze upon me. Compared to the strength of this creature, my own power is nothing. Then it speaks, and my blood turns to ice. The voice I hear has no warmth, no spark of emotion.
Stand aside, Namer. Your time is done. I am master of the Zoid Star now.
This creature stands over me, gloating, supremely confident of its own invincibility, making its deadliest mistake. For no matter how powerful the giant Zerk may be, there is sure to be one stronger or more cunning than he. And there is, unknown to Zerk, there is another Power Zoid nearby. With Zerk's attention on me, I probe with my mind into the distance to discover the nature of this new Power Zoid. I feel energy. I feel thunder. There is power beyond imagining. This must be the strongest Zoid of all. Thus I utter the ultimate name of power.
ZOIDZilla! Monarch of Machines!
But Zerk hears my words too late. Before he can defend himself, ZOIDZilla has opened fire. A withering blast of lasers bites deep into the metal flesh of the giant Zerk. Zerk recovers and fires back. The carnage has begun again. Everything takes second place to the way of the warrior. Smoke and dust hang heavy over their battlefield. The sounds of combat fill the air. So it has been, so it will be, until one Zoid stands victorious over all. But the ways of destiny are strange indeed. Though it seems as though the Zoids must battle among themselves for all eternity, fate provides them with an escape, in the shape of their deadliest foes, the Red Zoids. I remember how I, the Namer, last of the Zoidarians, stood witness over the birth of the Red Zoids. I was returning to Zoidstar. The Zoids under my command were in need of repairs and fuel. We never completed our journey. Our ship made a forced landing on Zoidstar's Blue Moon. I nearly perished in the crash. The Blue Moon was a world vastly different to Zoidstar. Cold, airless, uninhabited. To survive, the Zoids changed. Where the first Zoids were cold creatures of metal, the Zoids of the Blue Moon became adapted to their new environment. Their bodies now generated heat. Their blue shells became red, and these Zoids did not battle among themselves, but cast around in search of others to turn into creatures like themselves. Thus they became Red Zoids, terrible metal monsters whose only driving force was the defeat of the Blue Zoids and the destruction of all life in the galaxy. Now I am a silent participant in the first meeting between the Blue and Red Zoids. But it is the war machine Spider Zoid who first discovers the existence of the Red Zoids when he is attacked by Hellrunner.
Hellrunner! Famed among the Zoids for his speed of attack and withdrawal.
Few Zoids can match the swiftness of his attack. Few except for Spider Zoid, fastest of all Zoids. Spider Zoid returns the fire, shattering Hellrunner's legs beneath him. And before Hellrunner can even hit the ground, Spider Zoid is moving, speeding away to warn the rest of the Blue Zoids of this strange new menace. It is Zerk who replies.
I am the invincible Zerk. Only the mighty ZOIDZilla can stand against me. I will fight these Red Zoids.
But as Zerk turns to face his new foes, the sound of a laser blast rings out. Zerk takes a direct hit to his head. His android pilot is dislodged, and he is completely immobilized. It is a dark day for the Blue Zoids when one of their champions is so easily defeated. Only one among the Red Zoids has the firepower to secure Zerk's destruction in one shot.
Red Horn the Terrible! Imperial leader of the Red Zoids!
For the Blue Zoids, there is no escape. They must stand and fight as the war machines of Red Horn stream to attack. And though Red Horn is powerful enough by himself, there is another whose presence may well turn the tide of the battle against the Blue Zoids.
The traitor! Mammoth the Destroyer!
Once a Blue Zoid, now a follower of Red Horn, brings his terrible power to bear on his former allies. The Blue Zoids have only one hope now. Their leader, mighty Zoidzilla, must join the fray. For only through Zoidzilla's matchless strength can the Blue Zoids hope to survive. It is the never-ending battle between Red and Blue Zoids. It has been waged for centuries. It rages still, with no end in sight.
The Namer, last of the Zoidarians, guardian of the names of power, keeper of the legend of heroic combat, have spoken.